Thank you very much indeed, Michael, for chairing that session. Thank you to our participants. Who'd have thought that a day spent underground discussing customs could potentially herald a way forward? But necessity is the mother of invention, and we need to make the border on the island of Ireland work within the constraints set out very clearly in the first chapter of this interim report. I think in a way the sentiment at the end was really captured what this is about. We need to keep the conversation going. In fact, we needed to restart the conversation, and that's why I hope that people will agree, however much they're looking at things and wondering how they might work, whether they could be made to work in practice, that actually we don't even have the conversation, people getting in the room, then we certainly aren't going to solve this as an issue. And so I hope that today's conference has started that engagement process, and the exhortation to carry on talking will be taken up by those here, by those reading the report, and those who have been a part of it, and those who are going to be writing about the report as well. This is an interim report. The final report will be published next month. And before then, there will be a roadshow in various EU capitals, of course, in both Belfast and in Dublin. And we hope there'll be engagement with the EU themselves as well. There's also, as Anthony said earlier on, going to be the online consultation, and we very much hope that all of you here will have an opportunity and will take that opportunity to make your views known. And of course, in many cases, we'll be sitting down with you again further. That consultation closes on the 8th of July, and it's on the Prosperity UK website. I want to thank, firstly, the technical panel, many of whom have spoken today, for all of the work that they have put in. There has been a huge amount of work. 200-page reports don't just happen between the end of April and now without a phenomenal amount of work and visits. So I really do want to thank all of the technical panel. Yes, that's... And of course, Shankar and Jennifer have been critical in bringing all of that together. I want to thank the speakers at today's conference, particularly Secretary of State Stephen Barclay for being here, but also all of the moderators and everyone else who's been up on the stage. I want to thank all of you for being here, for your questions, for sharing your thoughts and expertise as well. And particularly want to thank those who have come over from Belfast and those elsewhere in Northern Ireland as well. Your attendance is very much appreciated. There's a list of organisations at the back of the report who we have spoken to in the course of pulling all of this together. And everybody's views, even though sometimes it might be fair to say there was a little scepticism when we sat down around the table, but everybody's views have been incredibly useful and powerful in getting us as far, I think, as we have got today. I want to thank the organisers, to Prosperity UK, to Paul and to Anthony for setting the original challenge, and particularly to Shama and her team for pulling all of this together as well. In my session, Lars said we need to use what is already there and utilise it properly. I mean, that is something that is said not just in relation to customs, but I can tell you by my constituents on a daily basis when they're talking about regulations and rules and laws. We have a lot of this already in place. It can be utilised and make the border to work. My first boss in politics said to me that we always need to maintain a forward momentum. And there is no doubt that UK politics has stalled at the moment. And it has stalled because the House of Commons has tried 3 times to approve and to find a majority for the withdrawal agreement and has not yet been able to do so. And if, like me, and I think that most actually members do want there to be a deal, whilst having very conflicting views sometimes about the referendum, about what Brexit's going to mean for themselves and their constituents, then we have to find a way through the Brexit impasse. And I believe that this report offers a way to do so. But it will only be a strong way if we get the feedback from everybody who has an interest in what is being proposed, which is why your participation is so important. Greg and I put very deliberately in our forward to today's report that we believe that the conclusions and recommendations set out in this interim report demonstrate that acceptable alternative arrangements are, with goodwill and pragmatism shown by all parties, and we understand that that can be a challenge, they are available. Furthermore, they can be implemented within 2 to 3 years. It is therefore our key next step both to finalise the report but also to produce a draft protocol which could be submitted for consideration by the EU in some way to be reflected in, to be added to withdrawal agreement, but also to be utilised depending on, no matter the Brexit outcome. We are in the next few weeks going to have a new Prime Minister. This is a political issue that needs to be solved, and we hope that everybody here will recognise, and those reading the report, that this is a real attempt to do so. I'd like to thank all of you again for being involved, and we look forward to hearing your feedback. Thank you.